Hello and welcome back to the Critically Clueless. I'm a Monk, and today we are in Crusader Kings 3. Yes, that's right, we're doing another video in Crusader Kings 3. And this video is picking out what I believe to be the hardest kingdom starts in this game in 1066. Now, in 1066, we have a lot of people already established, kingdoms, empires. It's a harder start, you know what I mean? Because there's already established superpowers on the map. So this video is going to be me picking out what I believe to be the hardest kingdom starts out there. And of course, if that's the kind of content that you want to see, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Now we're going to start off with a real hard pick right here. Now I'm not going to pronounce the kingdom name because I would absolutely butcher it. However, starting off here, you will be a clan, and of course you are a kingdom. Now you're 49 years old, meaning you need to make sure you're established and quickly. Luckily, you are not married, you have no wife. You can also have secondary spouses, which is great because it means you're going to be able to grab up those alliances. Now, you actually have 2,800 troops. That's not bad. That's actually reasonably generous. Also, your heir is married. So when it comes to picking up alliances, you're not going to be able to sort that out, unfortunately. But you do have options for alliances, and like I said, guys, you are going to need them. If you look all around you, you have kingdoms, you have empires, and it's not going to be easy. To the south of you, you have an empire. To the north of you, you have an extremely large kingdom. I'm actually surprised that's not an empire myself. And you have a number of other kingdoms scattered around as well. When it comes to expansion, you're going to need to do this early because you're going to need those extra troops. And you're going to want to make sure that the empires don't see you as easy pickings. Second on our list, and we're going all the way east here. This kingdom, again, very, very tough for slightly different reasons. Here you take on the role of a 50-year-old king. You are in a feudal government. You do have an heir, but your heir happens to be your brother. You have no kids, you have no wife. So marriage and giving yourself an actual heir, not to mention the fact that when you grab your heir, you're going to want to try and ensure you actually stay alive for those 16 years while your kid grows up. Otherwise, when you die and your kingdom passes on to your son, you're going to have a bit of an issue not being able to do everything you should be able to do if you're still a child at the time. Now, right here, you have 1,500 troops, which really isn't a lot. And by the way, you are completely landlocked. You have countries all the way around you. You have kingdoms all the way around you that are going to be wanting to compete for those extra little cityscapes around you. Expansion has to be a priority. Getting those alliances, actually creating an heir, and being able to live long enough is going to be tough for you. I think what makes this playthrough so hard is the fact that you have 7 or 8 kingdoms in your immediate vicinity. War is inevitable and survival is doubtful here. Up next, we have a familiar territory here. We have King Malcolm of Scotland. Now, when you take on this role, you start as 35. You are already married, and divorce is unlikely. Now, you do also have 3 male heirs. So when it comes to looking for those alliances, that's something you're going to be able to do. You have 2,500 troops, which is okay. However, you're gonna need more. To the south of you, you have England. The much more powerful England owns more land and is going to be looking to reduce your land. above you and already encroaching on your territory. You have Norway. Yes, that's right. You have the Danes really, really close. They're already in your land. And again, they're going to be wanting to take more land as well. And of course, don't forget, they also have more troops than you. Scotland is never going to be an easy playthrough, no matter which time you choose to play in. But let's say, for argument's sake, you manage to fight off England. Well, yes, that's right. You then have the Holy Roman Empire, you have France, and of course, you have all of the Norway, Sweden, or Denmark, depending on which one of them actually manages to win that war. You're going to be surrounded by extremely powerful foes here. Scotland is never an easy playthrough, despite it being extremely fun. The fourth on our list is actually Denmark. Yes, that's right. It is Denmark, moving not too far from our last location, taking on the role of King of Denmark. I believe to be the hardest kingdom to take control of amongst the old Viking, kings over there. You are 47. You do not have a wife, so the possibility of alliances is definitely you're able to do that. You have 3,300 troops, almost 3,400 troops. So again, you have a generous army. However, you're going to need allies. You're going to need to figure out how you're going to acquire more land. You have Norway and Sweden above you, both of them larger, both of them having more troops. And of course, on your very border below you, you actually have the Holy Roman Empire. Every troop is going to count when you play as a Denmark, because expansion is something you're going to have to put some serious thought into. Moving into England isn't really going to be much of an option. Personally, I feel that moving east is your only viable option here in order to expand, because you're going to be wanting to take up that land before Sweden or Norway, because you know that they're going to be heading that way. Playing as Denmark, Sweden, or Norway is an extremely fun playthrough in 1066 and really opens up the map too. Because you're already a powerhouse, you're able to gobble up very much of the East. However, that initial stage, those initial 50 years, and actually being able to survive the surrounding empires can be tricky. Up next, we have Croatia. Now, Croatia is an interesting kingdom to take control of. I like Croatia. It's quite cool. You start off as a king who is 46. You're already married, so, getting that immediate alliance is going to be tricky. You only have one child, so you are able to go there. You're going to need more children. You're going to need more alliances. The problem is you only have 2,300 troops. Now, that's, of course, remembering the fact that you're right next to the Holy Roman Empire on your left, and to your right, you have the Byzantium Empire as well. Not to mention, you have Hungary, who is bigger and badder than you, just above you too. So when it comes to war, you're going to have to pick your battles extremely carefully when playing as Croatia. For me, the reason I say that this is a fun playthrough is that you're actually married to someone who is still capable of having kids. So if you're able to have many kids early, you're able to get those much needed alliances. But of course, there is that gamble. Can you actually do it? And in this game, starting as anyone over 40 years old can be problematic, because death happens rather regularly in your 50s. I think you're going to have to prioritize as well who you want to make an ally. Can you get an alliance with Rome? Can you get an alliance with the Byzantium Empire? Either way, this is a fun and challenging playthrough. And perhaps there's only one harder playthrough than Croatia. And that has to be Georgia. Georgia is incredibly difficult to play as, taking on the role of a 48-year-old king. He is already married as well. And your wife, by the way, is 48 as well. So more children just are not an option. Requesting a divorce isn't an option, sadly, either, and both of your children are already married off. Now, you do have 2,400 troops, but that really is a small number considering you have the Byzantine Empire just down below you. And you really do seem to be the small pickle in a very uncomfortable sandwich. Trying to expand from Georgia isn't easy. It's absolutely doable if you move early and if the other empires and kingdoms around you choose to ignore you long enough for you to able to get a foothold somewhere else. But honestly, I've got to give it for Georgia for being just the most hardest, most awkward playthrough you could possibly start off in Crusader Kings 3. 1066 can be unforgiving, and playing as Georgia will certainly challenge any strategy you've used before. But those are my 6 options, guys, for the hardest kingdoms to play as in 1066. Let me know down in the comments if you found a harder kingdom to start as in this time zone. Very interested to see what you guys have actually got. I actually think that that Denmark is probably my funnest playthrough that we have got here. Denmark is a really interesting one. Having a fight Norway and Sweden, choosing to possibly go into England. It's just a hard playthrough, but I do think it is a lot of fun. But anyway, that's the end of this video. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and don't forget to comment your thoughts down below. We do also have an active and growing Discord. The link for that is down in the description. If you want to join up, say hi within the server, and just chat with other people that are playing this game, then you know where that link is. But anyway, I have been Monk, we've been Critically Clueless, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.